Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video, as part of our Bring That Mercedes Back from the Dead series, we're going to talk a little bit about being stranded. And yes, the Mercedes left me stranded yesterday. What's missing? That's right, the belts. So basically what happened was the alternator belt was making a terrible amount of noise. I had tensioned the alternator up probably a couple weeks ago, and that corrected it, and I was planning today to do the belts. Well, yesterday the alternator belt decided it was going to commit suicide, so it did, and basically left me stranded, and I had to put a temporary belt on it. The problem with the alternator belt is it runs the water pump, the fan, and the alternator. So if the other two belts break, your power steering or your AC compressor belt, no big deal. Alternator belt is critical. So I am going to be putting on the 13 by 1000. This is the actual proper size belt, and these are really good belts for Mercedes, these Continentals. So don't know if these are still made in Germany, but needless to say, they're very good belts. So I'm going to be putting 3 new belts on. We're going to be doing the alternator belt first because that is closest to the engine. Then we will be doing the AC belt, or then we'll be doing the power steering pump belt. So anyway, I'm going to get to it. So it's real easy on the Mercedes. There is a bolt back there where you can't see it's 17 millimeter, and there's one on the bottom that holds the alternator in the bracket, and then this right here is the belt tensioner. This is a 13 millimeter, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip the belt on and get this tensioned up, and we'll start it and make sure the belt is tensioned up before I move to the other 2 belts. Alright, everything's good with that belt, so I'm going to go ahead and put the power steering and AC belt on. Alright, so we've got our alternator belt on, we've got our power steering belt, and we've got our air conditioning compressor belt. And I'm going to show you guys real quick, because some people may not know, to adjust the power steering, you need to loosen this bolt here. There is a bolt or a nut there, and then another one right down there, so that's 3. And then to adjust the tension is this bolt right there. Okay, that will adjust the tension on the belt. And I'm going to go under the car and show you, because this was such a pain in the butt. On the AC compressor, you loosen this bolt, you loosen this bolt right here, and there's a bolt right there. Those are all 19 millimeter. And then to adjust the tension on the AC compressor, it's that little nut right there. Okay, so hopefully these belts will last several more years. I'm going to recheck the tension in a couple hundred miles and just make sure everything's good. The alternator is the one that's the most problematic because of the adjusting screw. You have to make sure that everything, the 2 mount bolts are tight, because this actually doesn't have a lot of tension on it. You can actually turn it. There's nothing that holds it. And it's only going to move the alternator. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to adjust this before they loosen the 2 mount bolts, and it ends up destroying the bolt and or the bracket. So anyway, the moral of the story is, if your gut tells you to change something, go ahead and do it. It caught me. Fortunately, I was able to get a rescue ride, but it took, you know, it was a pain in the butt. So with that being said, just make sure the most critical belt is the alternator water pump fan belt. Anyway, guys, I hope this is helpful. We are going to get back on the hybrid car soap tests. The pump is being rebuilt for the Jetta, and when I get that back, hopefully next week, I'll show you how to install that. And praying that that's, I'm 99% sure it's the problem. Once that car goes back in service, I can get more aggressive. I got to do the motor mounts, transmission mounts, and a whole host of other stuff. I've got some really good stuff coming to do the paint. We're going to wet sand this paint. I'm going to remove these pinstripes, and we'll redo that later, but going to wet sand the car, and then we're going to be buffing it. We're not going to use the Rupes. We're going to use something more aggressive, but I hope it'll turn out good. I think it will. Anyway, thank you very much for your subscribership. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that bell next to it. You'll be notified the second I upload new content, and I will see you guys on the next video.